I'm moving again. If you've been following me for the last while, you know that I've been living in different cities. I started off in Bangkok and then I moved over to Phuket. But now I relocated again and now I'm at Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. And the main reason why I choose to relocate myself again is because I want to try the best of the best, especially here in Southeast Asia. There are so many great places to live and there's also so many great places to explore. And I felt now that I needed a change. I needed a new environment. I just recently came from Phuket, which is very nice. Of course, you have the beach, you have the sun, you have the relaxing vibe. But honestly, I didn't feel any productivity there. I didn't feel like I was doing the things that I needed to do. And I was more, relaxing and having fun. So a big city was the natural next step for me. And since I already left Europe, I don't have any apartment anymore. I don't have any job waiting for me back in Europe. So I'm basically 100% free to explore every different lifestyle you can get here in the region. So why Ho Chi Minh City? I felt that I needed to go to a place where the environment is really, really fast and everything is changing very rapidly. And Ho Chi Minh City is one of the fastest growing cities here in Southeast Asia and is also overtaking Bangkok in many, many metrics. And you can also really feel that the city is alive here 24/7. And I really, really like Bangkok with, all this high skyscraper, the poles and also everything you can do in the city. And Ho Chi Minh here is reminding me a lot of Bangkok in that way. It has a buzzing environment, you have a lot of people and you have a lot of opportunities here to grow as well. And what I really, really like here in Ho Chi Minh City is it's growing so fast. You're having new district, new restaurant, new companies, you have startups popping up everywhere, new cafes. So there's always something happening in this city. So you can really, really feel that this is a city that is not only big, but also a city that are, building the future every single day. Because when you look out in the city, you always see, new big construction places. You also see new districts popping up. And I also love that this city is a mix of, old Vietnam and also the new Vietnam. So you're having, the old streets, the old, street food kind of vibe and the more cultural thing. And you're also having, the big skyscrapers, the big buildings and the shopping malls and so on. So this is a perfect playground for a guy like me who, like to explore different type of lifestyles. And I didn't pick this city randomly. I picked the city because I wanted a place which inspire me and also challenge me and also pushing me forward to grow so I can grow myself as a person and also within my business. One thing I first realized when I came here from Phuket is how my days feel so much different. Phuket was nice. It was, as I said, sunny, relaxing, you're having a lot of fun. But don't get me wrong, I didn't feel that I was productive anytime. I was always having fun before doing the work that I was supposed to do. But now when I'm here in this city, I feel much more structured in another way that I also felt when I was in Bangkok. Because now when you are in a big city, you have a lot of more opportunities. You also have different types of vibe, which I really, really like. You're having this normal vibe, but you're still in a good place and you're still out in, a good weather and also a nice environment. But you don't have this temptation as you do in Phuket with all these beach and all these, coffee clubs and so on. And here in Ho Chi Minh, everything is happening so fast, as I already mentioned. And I really feel more motivated just looking down the streets every single morning and you see, all these people walking to the jobs, walking to, the gyms and so on. And you feel like you're having so much more energy in this city, and it's also a good thing for me that are pushing me forward as well. And since I came here just a couple of days back, I already have structured my days so much better. Every single morning I go up, I go to the gym, I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to do early in the morning and before lunch, then having some small snacks at the lunch, and after that I'm doing all these fun things. So a completely opposite as I did in Phuket, because in Phuket, you're having so much fun all the time, so you forget to work. But here I'm more able to structure my way, but doing the real good work prior doing all this fun. So I really felt just in a couple of days here that I really structure my ways in a much better way than I did when I was back in Phuket. And for me, it's not about, working long hours. For me, it's all about, efficiency, doing as much work as you can in a short time frame, because then you have more free time to do the things that you really want to do in life. And when you're in a city like this, when everything is running 24/7, you really match that kind of energy with yourself. So you really feel more motivated. You're also feeling that you're having more energy every single day, and you match, the balance between work, lifestyle, and growth. One thing I really love about moving is the sense of freedom you get, because you're not tied into one specific, location or one specific country. And you have all this freedom to move left, right, back, forward. You can move wherever you want and you're not stuck in a place. And I know that this is contrary to a lot of other people, because they want, have a stable home. They want, having a place that they come home to every single day for, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm a person that loves to try new things. I love to try, new lifestyle, new countries, new culture, meet a lot of new people all the time. So for me, I really, really love, moving back and forth. So this is freedom for me. This is really freedom lifestyle, as I used to say it. This is exactly how I want it, and I planning to do it for a very long time, or at least as long as I can. And also by, changing location back and forth, you also get this sense of adventure that you don't do when you're stuck in one position. Because every day or every time I move to a new place, you're having new habits, you're having new routines, you're having new hobbies that you can try out. So every day is not the same, because when you wake up in the morning, there's always new things to explore, new things to see and eat, and also new ways of working. Because now I'm just sitting by the pool talking to you. Sometimes I'm sitting at the cafe, and sometimes standing on the street and so on. So changing the environment is the number one thing for me to get myself back on track and to pushing myself to grow even further. And one thing I really, really love here in Southeast Asia is the quality of life. The quality of life here in this region of the world is absolutely amazing. You have, safety, affordability, and the lifestyle are always on the top here. And honestly, it feels very different from the Western world and the Middle East, but at the same time, you have a lot of similarities as well. I mean, Europe has its charm, but it also have a lot of challenges, high prices, conflicts, unstable economies. And Middle East, which has been a tax haven, has now lost all its credibility and will take many, many years to repair. So the only place where you can live in having a good quality of life and meeting amazing people is here in Southeast Asia. And you have all different environments, having big cities, you're having small towns, you're having places at the beach, mountains, countryside, you have it all here in the region. And there are also more and more Western people coming here every single day and planning to stay long term. So you meet a lot of people, from Europe and US, Australia, and so on. So it honestly doesn't feel so strange as it might seem, because now, Vietnam is a very developed country. Southeast Asia as a whole is a very developed place as well. And many people in Europe doesn't know that, but you're having so much going on here. And also, from the technical point of view, some places are more developed than it is in Europe. And when it comes to safety, I do feel really, really safe while walking down here on the streets and in the neighborhood. You don't feel, stressed and threatened as you do in, big cities in London, Stockholm, and Paris. You don't have the same type of, criminality that you have in most places in Europe. So I completely feel safe by living here in this region. And when it comes to prices, you can really live here comfortable without spending too much money. The quality here on, the leasing of the buildings, the rentings, and, all this kind of hospitality and service you get in the cities are very, very high quality for less than, 50% as you pay in, the big cities in Europe. And I mean, the rent is cheap, the food is cheap, and it's also very delicious. And your daily life expenses doesn't eat up your budget as fast as you do in, US or Europe. And that really gives you more flexibility and enjoy your life. You can, invest more in yourself and invest more in your experience rather than paying for survival. And for me, it's a combination of safety, affordability, and opportunity that gives, the high quality of life. And it also makes this region incredibly appealing. So for me, every new place is like a new playground with new energy, new surprises, and also new things that you haven't tried before. And for me, being here in Southeast Asia is not always about convenience and affordability. It's about being in a place of the world where everything is changing so fast. And for me, the best thing about relocating is the unknown, not knowing what the day will bring, but you know it's going to be full of surprises, full of new experience, and most of all, full of life. So that's about it. So now you'll know a little more about my life and also my lifestyle. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Also, let me know in the comments what cities and what kind of lifestyle that you prefer. Thanks.